Yeah, the guy from Waterworld.
Costner.
Yeah, Kevin O'Kosnovich.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're live.
Yeah,
What?
we're live.
We're live.
What? You got a link?
What do you mean
Yeah.
I got a link?
It's
I'm actually-
missing.
I'm about to place the link, so stop bitching. It's.
Have you got a
Oh.
link? It's missing. Think about it.
I know the missing link. There you go. There's your link. It's in video.
I kind of figured that's where. Yeah, the thing called video. Yeah.
Place to put links. Mm-hmm.
There we go. Much better. As I rearrange things. And everybody can hear me and watch me as I rearrange things, because I wasn't exactly as ready as I thought I was. And I don't even have any stories pulled up. I just want to
Well,
talk.
too bad because you're getting tweeted out.
Yeah, that's
You
okay.
whingy little bastard.
I can find stories. Don't worry about that. There's a couple things that I want to talk about. And there's,
Walk Street, read all about it.
Mm-hmm.
P shops play on rooftop.
No.
Really?
You get the
Really?
reference, don't you?
Oh, I do. You actually went there with that. Wow.
Yeah, back when The Simpsons was funny.
This is fair.
Who's that
What
who's
was it?
joined us?
I don't know. Oh, hello, Sharati. Happy New Year, hon.
Sure, what up?
Yeah, happy latest orb at the sun, Sharati.
I just popped in to say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
You're
Hello.
live. Everyone can hear you.
She's gone.
Everybody ran away.
Yeah. I think it was because you started accusing her of being alive. That was the problem. No,
Oh,
she
you
probably
think
had to go back into a regeneration alcove.
he said that, not me.
It's a bit
Whoa!
harsh, isn't it?
GLM can tell the date.
Mm-hmm.
It's Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday.
Right, there's a question. Does Sharati use a means adapter? Does she have a capacitor, or has she got a big key on the back which slowly unwinds?
Steampunk Sharati. What a concept.
And you're
I
listening
actually
to
like
us.
the idea of that.
Oh, what were you going to say, Jensen?
I like the idea of her doing the old steampunk thing. Sorry, just yeah, good point.
What is the allure of steampunk?
you hold it. You're being bitched at. You
Yeah.
put weekend roundup, and it's not the weekend. It's Wednesday. So you've changed weekend to Wednesday. It buggers all of their arguments.
Yep.
And Sharati admits it's a big key.
It is a weekend roundup. We haven't done it for like 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
deal with it.
Well, I think I must have access to that key because she's told me more than once that I wind her up.
I actually knew that joke was coming. I'd say go and stand in the corner, but the corner would walk away from you after that.
You're causing all sorts of issues. You are just
Apparently-
causing all sorts of issues today.
TM is blaming the Brits for
I
steampunk.
don't think
No,
we are responsible for it.
I don't know, actually. I genuinely have no idea.
It's not that I have anything against it one way or another. To me, it doesn't look.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah,
It
well,
can be
the
good.
thing is. It's like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
Create Steam.
let's pop a couple of these up. Get rid of that.
Yeah, it was an American guy.
What was
An author called K.W. Jeter or Jeter or Jeter.
That's one of their lot. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And TM, if you're not a fan of Steam, cyberpunk, you should actually seriously consider looking at diesel punk, because diesel.
I was going to say one of my favorite. One of my favorite examples of diesel punk is Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely amazing film.
Yeah.
Really is.
I have it on David.
I don't blame you, mate. It's a good film.
Why do you think that's a good film? I've actually seen
because
that. You're actually
because it does exactly what it says on the box.
Yes,
It entertains you.
exactly.
I'm not looking for the stuff which somebody who's gone to movie school and therefore can't enjoy films anymore would look for. Yeah, like the cinematography or how certain camera angles are utilised. I just want to be entertained.
Yes.
It entertains.
I mean, like he says, it's not necessarily the greatest film, but it's really entertaining, and that's what makes it a good film.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question, MC?
Who's MC?
All
It
right,
answers
fine.
the question. All right,
Okay.
but not in the sense that, okay, for me, the problem with that film is not the entertainment portion of it. It's the fact that I can't get into the world.
Why not? It's quite easy to get into.
Yeah.
It's post World War II, but technology's taken off, but not in the way it did in our world.
Yeah, but the technology that they do have in that world is not. There are a lot of areas where it's just not possible the way that they've approached it. Okay,
Did you like Star Wars?
Star Wars is different because that comes.
No,
under
it's not. It's
sci-fi.
exactly the same.
No, it's not. All right, Star Wars
Yeah, it
is
is.
set far enough out there that you don't know how certain technologies could even work. Okay.
Well, you
And
can say the same.
That's a different.
No, you can say the same for Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. There's certain technologies you would not know how they could work because it's fantasy.
But it's not far enough that when they make it an explanation, you can't follow it, and you're like, no. Okay, that's the problem.
Did you enjoy watching Star Trek?
Once again, the same.
The techno bubble they used in Star Trek, and you were fine with it, but
it's not the same. I can hear now.
Right.
Bloody yank is too literal.
No, all right. You won't get pedantic on this. Okay. How do you feel about cyberpunk? Because there's a whole genre of punk that we can go on to. So
I'm not enamored with that either.
I don't like cyberpunk, but that's because I don't like cyberpunk, not because it's bad or anything.
Okay. So I'm guessing you didn't watch.
And once again, I'm not saying
some
some of these other ones are bad. I'm just saying it isn't. I just can't get into it the way they do.
Fair.
All right.
I say Batman. I guess you didn't watch that cyberpunk thing I sent you then.
Not yet.
Okay.
Generally, I don't like cyberpunk because I think it's mainly the games that I've played. They've been pretty negative, really.
They are. Which, if you're playing them properly, they should be negative.
Yeah,
they are the ultimate in bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live in a world like that.
No. I know. That's why you play superhero games, because they are generally good.
Yeah, I mean, the closest I've ever got to liking a cyberpunk movie is Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically right. No, that's what I'd call corporate punk, isn't it? More than cyberpunk, because there's no actual there's no actual cyber in it.
No, because the only cyber is literally the machines, and that's not cyber by definition of cyber.
Yeah, and that there is something called corporate punk as well. Okay. I believe Alien fits into it.
Have you seen RoboCop?
That's family friendly Disney fun though.
That is also cyberpunk.
No, it's not.
It is. It's from anything that has a dystopian universe about it.
That's not dystopian.
It is dystopian. If you look at what is going on in the non-corporate areas, the world is literally collapsing around its ears.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's not dystopian. That's what it's like now.
That's because it's become dystopian nowadays. I have tried to say this for the past few years.
Yeah, RoboCop was good. RoboCop 2 was the movie that should never have been made.
Yeah.
RoboCop 3 was pretty much a redemption.
Did you watch the series?
I like the series, actually,
Wow.
for the most part.
Jim asks, can we have some news now? I think they're bored with
Nothing happened over the past 2 weeks.
Yep.
Everybody sat down and all the bad guys sat down and held hands with the good guys because it was the Christmas season.
We've had news. You can't say that we haven't.
Yeah.
We haven't had news. We've had news.
I take it you heard about the terrorist attack in New York City on bloody New Year's Day.
The
No, I haven't.
cops that were attacked with machetes.
Yeah.
I have heard that Joe Biden. I have heard that Joe Biden. I have heard that Joe Biden bit a raccoon, and apparently the raccoon died of rabies.
I believe this completely. So yes, I would actually like to do that story if it comes if it's an option, because it's so screwed. I mean, honestly, we actually had got to a world where there was minimal terrorist activity in and around England and America, and suddenly it all comes back again. So yeah, awesome.
Okay.
Osama bin Laden.
Since you wanted to talk about that story, we'll talk about it now.
All right, sweet.
Suspect in New York City's machete attack is arrested. Faces charges on attempted murder. Trevor Bickford, a 19-year-old resident of Maine, also faces 2 counts of attempted assault for the violent attack in which 3 police officers were injured. The man suspected of attacking 3 New York police officers with a machete just outside the New Year's Eve security checkpoint in Times Square is believed to have expressed militant support for Islam. Was arrested Monday on 2 counts of murder.
That surprises the shit out of me.
Also, I do like to make one little point here. Have you guys heard anything from Memes lately? I mean, he's from Maine. Just saying.
He's not from
now
Maine,
we know
he's
the
from
truth.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, same sort of area.
Yes,
It's
yes.
just a state or so away.
Memes comes from a state that the Bee Gees sang about, and he kind of looks like one of them.
There's a lot of truth in it.
I've
Trevor
been asked to
Bickford.
inform you that New York is losing its population to Florida because of its governor's inaugural speech. Came from Shirati. Okay.
That's okay. I know about her speech as well. If she wants to do that. Does she want to do that?
Hold on. Shirati's saying that cyberpunk is not her forte either. Yeah, that's because she's living it.
Yeah, we call it cyberpunk. She calls it reality.
Yeah, she calls it another day at the office.
Sorry. No, add there. Don't use gas chainsaws. Try this instead. I don't even want to know.
You have small little handheld chainsaws now.
Groovy.
Wouldn't that make them kind of more dangerous?
Maybe train daggers. Yes.
Not really, to be honest. These small ones, they aren't as nearly as effective as the larger chainsaws. And the gasoline chainsaws, the power of a gasoline chainsaw in comparison to the electric ones, there's no real comparison. All right, the electric ones have far less power. All right, now, so what are you referring to as far as danger goes? Okay, now the advantage to the electric one is you let go of the trigger and it's off. Right, you don't have an engine to sit there puttering. Okay,
a really tiny chainsaw like that. I mean, people coming up aren't going to see it if you tap you and you accidentally move around and you don't take your hand off the tree.
Are you saying that this is the machete that Trevor Bickford should have been using? Is that what you're trying to say here?
Maybe. But you've heard of such things happening with those small handheld hedge clippers, the electric ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's turned around accidentally because somebody's got mate, what? A finger's been lopped off at the tip. Well, you're not strong enough to go through bone, but you know what I mean.
I agree with Oz here. Why carry a knife when you can carry a chainsaw? I like that concept.
Because chainsaws are crap melee weapons. They really are.
Yeah, but that's why the chain knife idea has got this impossibility. I'm thinking what you do is you take the chain knife, you have it mounted to the back of your hand so the blade goes over your knuckles, and that way you can punch and chainsaw someone in the stomach at the same time. I like that concept.
No, why have a knife when you can have Crocodile Dundee?
That's not a knife.
Began when a man approached an officer, tried to strike him over the head with a machete before striking two officers in the head with the blade. Police Commissioner Keechant Sewell said Bickford was then shot in the shoulder and apprehended by police. The three officers were hospitalized, according to Sewell, who said that one had a fractured skull, which is pretty bad. Another had a bad cut. They were discharged from Bellevue Hospital overnight, so they weren't too bad apparently. All right. New York, NBC New York reported that Paul Colazano Jr. is the officer who suffered a fractured skull and had just graduated from the police academy the day before the attack. So you were having police academy graduations on December 30th on the Friday before. I find that unusual. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
What are you reeling about, Jensen?
You humming the Police Academy tune.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, I know it, mate. Nice try.
It was better than that one than the other one that was going through my mind.
Okay. So you ready for the fun one here?
Before you do, both Sharati and I have sent something to you in your DMs. It's the same thing, but...
What did you put in my DMs now?
Blame her.
Oz, London has gone way beyond those.
Yeah.
I mean, if you drop anything in an amnesty bin in London, the bin will probably explode.
Yeah, we call them no amnesty bins.
You want to? Are you saying you want to do this story next?
I'm saying that Sharati would like you to do that story at some point, so yes.
Hold on. JLM. It's in Corvette, Humvee, something dangerous and fast. Somebody's getting knocked up. Do you know to people from the UK, which is the majority of people in this stream, that means somebody's getting pregnant?
Yep. It's getting awfully kinky involving Corvettes, Humvees, and people.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there is actually a website.
People U-hauling out of New York and California heading for Texas and Florida. Start spreading the news. They're leaving today. People are U-hauling it out of Democrat-run New York and California and flocking to lower tax places, including New York-led Texas and Florida. A new study released Tuesday found.
Sixer.
Hello there.
You turn the stream down because
I have. Don't worry. I've done it.
Good girl.
Fuck you.
No, you're not my type.
You will be.
Dude.
Oh, you will be. Hello there, mate. How's it going?
I'm alive.
Good to know.
Best I can give you.
That's the most important thing, as long as you're alive. Hello, Nomad.
The report. Good morning. The report by U-Haul rental moving service shows that sunny California, the Golden State, has gone from dreaming to leaving, while more folks are departing the once mighty Empire State and then are moving into New York. I can change this. See, Kathy Hochul made a comment about you people aren't real New Yorkers. Just get the hell out. If you didn't vote for me, you get the hell out because you're not a real New Yorker.
Well, you know what to say.
Basically
Say
what
to her,
she
she
said.
goes like that. Forget about it.
Well, she couldn't pull that off. She doesn't have that kind of.
No, that's what you say to her.
Well, yeah, that's what they did. It makes it funny, right? And so she says, now we must reverse the trend for people leaving our state. I have a solution. I really do. I have a solution for California, and I have a solution for New York.
I've got a more amusing solution.
Well,
Involve
what's your
nukes.
more amusing solution?
My solution involves getting the plans from John Carpenter.
You know, that's actually not an unreasonable concept. I like that.
No. That's not the solution. The
Yeah,
solution
we'll
is
wake Bruce Campbell up and tell him he's now become Surgeon General of Beverly Hills.
Actually, all right, now, Batman, are you telling me that that is the last solution you can suggest, i.e., your final solution? Is what you're telling me? Interesting.
Don't
No,
start
that's
with
not
that.
my final solution.
I'd leave me out of this. Bringing those words to it, I am walking away.
My solution is very
just
simple.
asking.
These people are the same ones that want all these illegal aliens in the country. I say ship every frickin' one you catch and ship them there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Drop them right off at Albany and drop them right off in Sacramento and say, here you go, boys.
Especially those
They
ones
did,
with the
But they
big
put
black
them back
eyes.
out again, didn't they?
Especially those illegal aliens with the big black eyes, the grey skin.
Real
They
illegal
want
aliens.
they want
Yeah.
all these they want all these illegal aliens. Give them all to them. They need to. Oh, our population's suffering. Okay, well, we can refill this. Look, all these people are leaving. It means their houses are empty. Just go live in there, just like you're going to do anyway.
Oh God! Talking about illegal aliens, there was this back in 2016 YouTube video. Yeah, guy knocks at this door. Yes, hello. Yeah, guy inspects answers. Yeah, Mr. Kent, Mr. Clark Kent. Yes. Well, I'm from the immigration board. And yeah, you came here illegally. What? Yeah,
True.
who could evicted Superman from the United States because he entered illegally?
That's actually the thing is that is true. He did. I mean, technically, you kind of want to wonder how the hell he actually got a national insurance number or whatever the American version is.
Because he was
Canberra,
adopted.
Beijing. he
but he
went all
can't-
the way to China.
I like that concept. He can't be adopted. To be adopted, you actually have to be a citizen of, well, literally this world, and he's not.
Actually,
no,
no, he
wait
was
for Madonna.
Fair point. Can't argue that.
Angelina
Have you been
Jolie.
reading the chat, Jensen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look what you've caused.
I completely agree with Oz.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
The aliens we need in New York have assets.
I mean, they've already got their queen one in Nancy Pelosi, and bloody hell.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you an alien you need in an illegal alien you need in New York.
Yeah, go on.
Venom.
Hold it. Are you saying he's already in New York? Because let's
He
be
starts
honest.
eating
most
everyone, wouldn't he?
people like that.
One at a time, please. Now, Jensen, what do you say before you
The
talk
whole
over?
state is turning rightward. We'll know when the state turns rightward. Okay. There's for people who think that New York is turning Republican or right, they're out of their
Nah.
minds. Okay, they got a long ways to go before they freaking come to the realization that life begins to really suck for them. Okay.
Oh, when it does.
All right, and now they're slowly seeing this, right? They're slowly seeing the pain, all right, but it's going to get far, far worse because they have no intention of stopping. These leftists have no intention of stopping. Understand this: they are committed to destroying the country, and they will destroy things wherever they get their hands on it.
Yeah,
They're
it's the same over
They're
here.
committed to it.
It's the same over here. It's the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
in Fortress Europe. I mean, in Europe.
Because they're committed to destroying society so they can rebuild it into the grand
Yep.
utopia that they all imagine, which is not like the guy next to them imagined.
Well, yeah. H.G. Wells kept finding out when he used to, because all of his stories he'd create and destroy utopias, right? Because, and it actually disillusioned him with the idea, because he realised that for a utopia to exist and function correctly, there has to be an underclass who do all the dirty fucking work and are never seen.
Yes.
It's true.
Utopian societies are slave societies.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
In more U.S. news that you Brits don't really care about, McCarthy's bid for Speaker to continue. Trump urges support. Republicans will open the second day of the new Congress, much like the first, with leader Kevin McCarthy trying to become the House Speaker despite losing multiple rounds of voting that threw the new GOP majority into chaos. It was the first time in 100 years that a nominee for the Speaker of the House could not get the gavel on the first vote. But McCarthy appeared undeterred. Instead, he vowed to fight to the finish, encouraged, he said, by former President Donald Trump, all right, to end this disarray and pull the Republican Party together.
Yeah.
Is he any relation to Joseph McCarthy?
No. This is
that's a scary thought.
No, that's a serious question. Is he any relation to Joseph McCarthy?
Yeah.
No.
Right. Thank you.
He is not.
Right. Nomad, just genuine serious question time. Please explain how this works, because I do not understand how this shit works.
Right.
Okay.
Be back in a bit.
There's a position that is now in the Constitution called the Speaker of the House.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the Speaker of the House has a lot of power when it comes to deciding on what legislation moves out of committees and goes forward through committees and stuff and sets agendas. Okay. So basically, they determine what Congress is going to do. Okay. So it's an important position. Okay. Now the Speaker of the House must be elected by a majority of votes. What do I mean by that? I'm not saying the majority of the one who wins the most votes wins. I'm saying the majority votes have to win. You have to have a majority of like 50.1% of the House vote in order to win the House to become Speaker of the House. Right now.
No, Shirley, she's heading back to Snake Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
I'm sure you're talking about Pelosi.
Yeah.
She's heading back to Snake Mountain.
Skeletor doesn't roll on high anymore.
Yeah, that's what I said. She's heading back to Snake Mountain. Yeah, yeah, boob.
Well, she's one of the few ones moving back to California, right? Anyway, McCarthy was the senior leadership. He was what they call the minority chairman. All right, last round of Congress. Okay. So when the GOP took the House, normally the minority leader becomes the majority leader, which is generally the Speaker of the House. Okay, does that make sense? Because they just vote on it. Right?
Concept. Mm-hmm.
All right. McCarthy, however, is not well liked by certain members of the what they call the Freedom Caucus. Right. These are also known as the ultra MAGA people. Right.
Oh, the MAGA people, yeah. They don't want him.
And a lot of the new guys don't want him. And the surprise is they held firm and voted for somebody else. Now, the Democrats, of course, voted for their own little Democrat socialist. Right? And he actually got more votes than McCarthy did.
Ouch.
Okay?
Wow.
So, but neither one got the majority because no Republican voted or is going to vote for the Democrat socialist.
Gee, I wonder why.
Well, at the moment, that's true. Right? You got to understand something. There's a lot of rhinos in the Republican Party. Right? There's a lot of them. Right? The Freedom Caucus.
Rhinos, and you have the MAGA Party.
Well, and they're fighting right now, and you're seeing the fight take place because people don't trust McCarthy. Okay?
Okay.
McCarthy did not stand up for people, all right, when he should have. And he spoke out of turn at certain points. Now, generally, if you look at his record, he's been fairly solidly conservative, all right? But the fact is that he doesn't speak very well, okay? And what you're seeing now is nobody trusts him. So prior to yesterday, right, they had supposedly come to a deal, okay, on certain rules, all right, for the Speaker of the House, right? Because what the Speaker can do is all done by the Rules Committee, which once again is controlled by the Republicans. Well, he had supposedly worked a deal out with them. Now,
Yeah.
both sides are claiming that the other side reneged on the deal. Okay? And the
I have
big
follow-up questions, just so you know.
Okay.
Carry on.
So basically, what you're seeing right now is absolute gridlock because the Freedom Caucus Republicans. The Freedom Caucus, by the way, goes back to the Tea Party. You gotta understand it. These guys have been shit on by the Republican leadership for a long time. And they've had enough because they tried to work within the system. They got shit on by the people within the system. And now these people are surprised that these guys go, you know what? Screw you. Okay.
Okay. All right.
And
First question.
Mhm.
Who is this other bod that's trying to take position, and is he any good in your opinion?
From the Democrats?
No, you saying that?
There's a backup guy apparently in there.
Yeah,
Well, no,
I've seen.
They're
I saw that.
voting for somebody who's been voting for McCarthy.
Oh,
They're
Okay.
voting for Jordan. Okay, because they trust
Okay.
Jim Jordan,
more
isn't it?
than Huh? Say that again,
Okay.
Sixer.
Was it Jim Jordan?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Jim Jordan has been voting for McCarthy because he considers himself a loyal Republican. Right? But the other people just keep putting him up there and are voting for him. Right. Now, this also could be a play by Jim Jordan to say, "Look, I didn't want the job. I'm trying to work within the system." Right? Because Jim Jordan has said some pretty negative things about McCarthy in the past as well. So it could be all a bunch of kabuki theater. But I can tell you this right now: there's going to be a break somewhere. Okay. There has to be a break somewhere because they'll go through a second day of this, right? Where they take a vote, McCarthy loses. They take a vote, McCarthy loses. The reality is now there's only one way McCarthy can win. Okay.
It's the definition of insanity, isn't it? Definition of insanity.
There's only one way that McCarthy can win, and it's not something that people can't agree with. He has to win with Democrat votes.
Oh, that's bad.
Very bad.
It could be worse.
All right.
Yeah, it's American politics, and I could actually care.
Yeah, but
Okay. Next question.
Mhm.
What the hell are they going to do if he doesn't win? I mean, do you guys actually have rules on this, or does he have to with politics? Does he have to enter some sort of alliance with another group?
I think
No.
what should happen. I know what should happen.
Bung them all in a pit and let them fight it out. Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two will enter,
but-
one shall leave.
But we have certain music for it.
Yeah.
You've got my mind.
Right, but see,
Yeah.
you got to
I'm okay
understand
with that.
something. In order
Mhm.
for him to get Democrat votes, he would have to give them something. All right.
Yeah.
If he attempted to do that, the fallout for the Republicans would be, okay, you're done. Okay.
Yeah.
There would be an absolute, because riot inside of there. So how is he going to do this? All right. Now, the other way he could possibly do this is that if he somehow sits up there and agrees to the conditions from the Freedom Caucus. I don't expect it. All right, to be honest. I expect him at some point to just say, "Fine, I'll step down. Who do you want? pick who you're going to want. But see, the problem with doing that is then you're giving an extraordinary amount of power to the Freedom Caucus to run the things and run agendas. Okay, and they're absolutely terrified of that because a lot of these Freedom Caucus people, all right, are fanatics. Okay, in that they're going to sit up there and push their agenda, all right, and they're going to sit up there and push a real reform, all right, as far as corruption, going in there and rooting out corruption. And there's a whole lot of corruption in D.C. and in the Republican Party, and there's a lot of Republicans that are fearing that just as much as they're fearing the Democrats. So
Thank you. I just wanted to try and understand it.
Mm-hmm. So McCarthy, look, McCarthy should have just, one of the rules that the Freedom Caucus demanded was that a single congressperson could sit up there and stand up and say, okay, we're having a new vote for Speaker of the House. All right. And he's like, no, it's got to be a committee and things like that, right? And he's fighting tooth and nail to prevent that. And the reason for it is because he does not want to sit up there and have to go into this. Right? He does not want to have to go into dealing with, when he makes these guys mad, he has every intention of reneging on a lot of his quote unquote promises. And the Freedom Caucus will immediately demand a vote for Congress, all right, against him, just to stop this kind of legislation from moving forward.
So you're telling me that a politician is going to lie? Well, I am shocked.
Shocker.
That has never happened before.
That's something too horrific to think of.
Yeah. I mean, I thought there'd be laws against it or something.
Yeah.
The
I love the sarcasm, Jensen. Love
the problem
it.
here isn't that the politician is lying. The problem that they're having is that the people he's lying to aren't just the American people, they're other members of his party, and they know he's lying and are going to do the one thing that they desperately dread. All right, hold him accountable. Okay, the one thing that I shouldn't have to be held accountable for my life.
Here's me telling Bone.
Okay.
All right.
Who would have thought? Hold them accountable.
Yes, and so that's their way of holding them accountable. Because, all right, what people don't understand is that if you change the House rules, all right, so that at any point in time a person can throw up an objection and say, okay, we need a House vote, calling for a House vote for the Speaker of the House, right? That takes precedence over any legislation that's coming along. Does that make sense?
Okay, new question. Yep, new question for you. What happens? There's probably going to be some sort of rules for this, so that's why I'm inquiring. But what happens if they can't actually get a Speaker of the House?
They have to have one sooner or later.
You find sooner or later.
They got
They
Don't
can't
you
do
just-
any legislation. They can't do any legislation until they have a Speaker of the House.
Don't you just love auto dialer robots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shirati, stop ringing me. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he does.
No, Shirati can ring me up whenever she wants.
If we had,
Same because you're a singer.
No,
Okay.
I hate auto dialer robots. Seriously.
No, that's fair. So, like I said, how long have they got to actually get this Speaker of the House? And to put it bluntly,
there's not a requirement that a speaker has to be in there at any point, at any date or anything like that. It's just you're not going to be able to move forward on any legislation whatsoever until you have a Speaker of the House.
Shirati reckons it will take up to about a month. So, interesting. Okay, thank you. It was just one of those little things.
It's like tallying up the Arizona votes.
Mm.
Yeah, we don't talk about the Arizona vote. Okay.
Well, McCarthy, let me tell you, McCarthy's in a no-win situation, and he doesn't
Yeah.
he doesn't recognize it. He thinks he can find
He
a way
probably
around
does,
this.
but he hasn't. He
No.
probably does recognise it, but he doesn't know. Can't find a way out of it, like you just said.
I don't think that he recognized. I think he thinks he can bully his way through this. At this point in time, he has to step down.
He either thinks he
has
can
to
bully
step
his
away.
way through it, or he hopes he can bully his way through it. They're two different things. So I'm not just saying this just to be contrary. I'm just presenting a devil's advocate point of view, possibly.
No, I understand. But for him, the problem that he has is the problem a lot of politicians have. Is his own arrogance doesn't allow him, all right, to see it their way. Okay.
Yeah,
He-
the arrogance is a problem. I mean, yeah,
You're right.
he is American.
Well, we do have some
For the
arrogance
British.
here in England. It's called
Don't you love how the
Sadiq
British
Khan.
constantly try to bash Americans? You guys are too arrogant. As if the British aren't the epitome of it.
Well, I said
Actually, no, we're not. That's the French.
From that,
Come on, Sadiq Khan. Come on, anyone listen to me? You don't get more arrogant than him. Oh, Sadiq Khan.
I would like it noted that the British are not arrogant. We are that damn good.
Yeah. You want more arrogant and sad boy cunt? It's easy. Emmanuel Macron. He's short. He's short and he's French. He thinks he's Napoleon.
You know what the real problem is with British foreign policy? Throughout history,
There isn't one.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, there is.
No. Well, I think the problem with British foreign policy is that there are other countries to have a foreign policy for.
Yeah, they should all be part of England. I agree.
Okay.
And no,
That-
Shirati,
that-
pride is not a bitch; it's a way of life.
Yeah.
Carry on.
The real problem with the British foreign policy is the fact that you don't play hardball with your friends. Oh, you'll turn the screws to your enemies. But when it comes to your
Oh, I
friends,
don't know.
you're like, oh,
Have
we
you
need
met the
to talk it
Conservative Party?
out. We need to get along. We need to have a good time. Not like the way we do it in America. America is, oh, you're supposed to be a friend of ours? Here, let me get a baseball bat.
The Conservative Party and Labour Party are just like that, unfortunately. They're just very good at hiding it. Most of the time. Most of the
England
time.
stopped being the England that it should have been.
Yes,
I like the England it should have been.
Yes,
that's
me
the
too.
England I grew up in.
Yeah.
Same here.
I mean, yeah, but when it comes to foreign, I take you on about the British attitude to the United States at the moment when it comes to foreign policy.
That's not unreasonable.
Go on, Ad.
Who's in charge?
What about it?
Nomad, are you on about the British attitude to the United States when it comes to foreign policy at the moment?
No. Why?
That was probably because, if that's the case, that's probably because your undead, flesh-eating president is trying to bully our country back into the EU
Yeah.
I know he is.
Yeah.
And I think it's disgusting. I'm not.
quite openly as well.
The problem is we've got some people in both Conservative and Labour who are encouraging it.
Fortunately, yeah.
And one of them's sitting in the Prime Minister's seat at the moment.
Yeah.
But
And sitting next to him, whose name rhymes with Hunt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
You
Just
guys
point
are
out.
gonna have
Nice
to, you
one,
guys are
Spencer.
going to have a split very, very similar to ours, and that goes across party
Yeah.
lines, and that's what's going to end up happening. But
Yeah.
He's not in charge. I know for wishy-washy Sunak is not in charge.
Well, we
He
know
thinks he
that.
is. Just like Biden, he thinks he's in charge, but he isn't. So in the background, playing with his strings.
Yeah.
Sunak doesn't care about the UK.
No,
When he's sucked us drive enough money, he's going to move to his private mansion in California.
Yeah, he doesn't think he's rich enough yet, so he's stealing all our money.
Yeah, he has permanent US residency status.
Yeah, and that's where he's going to go after he sucked us dry, like you said.
why?
Yep.
Anyway, on to the next story. Damar Hamlin's collapse and the mental health concerns facing the NFL. As the NFL grapples with the terrifying mid-game collapse and hospitalization of Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin, It is also confronting a rapidly evolving sports landscape in which athletes' mental health has emerged as a crucial issue. The 24-year-old
Don't
Hamlin
care.
is still in critical condition in intensive care in a Cincinnati hospital on Tuesday after making a tackle, standing up, and then crumbling to the ground during a Buffalo's marquee game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Medical personnel appeared to perform CPR on him for several minutes before he was taken to the hospital in an ambulance. He was in cardiac arrest, according to the team, and his heartbeat was restored on site. Okay, now you guys, being the Brits, may probably or may not have even heard of this. Okay.
I've heard of it. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen the news
Okay.
on
the
Real
problem,
Close.
Okay.
Go on.
The problem that I've had with this, okay, is the response. Okay. Now I wish nothing but the best for this guy.
Yeah.
I really do,
Me
and I
too.
really do hope it isn't something related to things that people have been speculating about. At this point in time, it's all real speculation as to what
I hope it doesn't ruin his career. I mean, 24-year-old.
Oh no, his career's over.
It's
His
finished.
career's
Yeah.
screwed.
Yeah.
Well, I hope.
Not necessarily. Okay.
Impress me.
He's got scarring of his heart, so that's irreversible
Yeah.
damage. He's finished.
Exactly.
No, well, no,
Unless
Yeah.
you're talking the
Not
new
according
cyber
to-
heart.
not according to what they said. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What they've said so far is when he got hit where at a point where the heart rhythm, all right, was interrupted by electrical signals into the chest. Okay. All right. There's certain nerve clusters and this happens to players, especially players that play rugby. Quite a little bit actually. All right. Now, if that's the case, if that's why he collapsed, okay, his heart wasn't damaged. Okay.
Well,
Now,
saying that, then we've had football players here in England, or real football players who barely in their teens or just in their 20s just collapse and die on the spot.
Yeah.
yes.
You know, so
Yeah. If it
and
was
you find
South,
they've had scarring on their hearts as well. So
yeah. Whereas in
I
South,
call bullshit.
whereas in South America, and football players just collapsing down the spots because some cartel assassins just taking over from a distance.
Right,
Actually,
but the
are you
scarring
planning
on
on
the heart,
talking about Pele?
but this is a little different. The scarring on the heart that you're talking about happens when there's a blood clot in the heart. All right, so blood flow actually kills part of the heart, which causes the heart arrhythmia or the cardiac arrest. In this case, that wasn't the cause. Okay, does that make sense to you, Sixer?
No, what
Supposedly,
the
according to what they're saying.
cardiac thing? What's happened to him is not responsible. So what is then?
No. The difference wasn't a blockage to the heart that caused this. The difference
Right.
is that this was caused by electrical signals to the heart.
Now, what about if there's something else preconsidered? What do we know about this guy's medical correction? Maybe there is possibility.
We
No. Let me finish. There's been a lot. I mean, again, this might be speculation. I mean, when he had the coof, that say that also affects both respiratory and heart. That caused some scarring as well.
That's a possibility. All right, I'm not saying that.
I say it's a speculation. It's speculation. What I say, so don't take. I'm just adding that out there.
No, I
And
agree. I
with
understand.
him being a professional athlete, his medical records should be very well documented.
Mm,
They are, but that doesn't mean that they're public.
exactly.
Right?
Oh no, but
So we don't know what they are. This is my point, right? If what they've said, okay, which is what I was repeating to you, is true.
If what they say is real as well, they're telling them the truth.
Well, no,
This is
those
another
things do
thing.
happen. Like I said, there are plenty of times when that has happened.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
It's rare when it happens, but it is something that is known that you can stop a person's heart by hitting them in the chest and it not create a blood clot. All right, you just have to do it at a specific point.
That's happened in rugby before.
I'm just saying it's just far too often that we see it in sports. All these young people, some just dropping down with a heart attack. So
that's happened in rugby before. Yeah, just an unfortunate tackle, and some guys dropped down dead because the tackle has actually jarred his heart
Yeah.
and stopped
Right.
it.
But you'll find that those people can come back and play rugby again, generally.
No, because they're dead.
Yeah.
Well, if they die, they don't. But
Yeah,
but
they
it-
don't have body armor.
right. The question is, but it does bring up a good point. If there's no damage to the heart and there's no damage to the brain, all right.
If he's an American football player, of course there's damage to the brain.
Well,
How dare you accuse him of having a brain? What's wrong with you, Batman?
but what's gotten me upset, and the reason I even wrote about the story, is the fact that the NFL wouldn't play the rest of the game. In fact, they canceled the game.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that
They've never
happens a
done
lot
anything
here as
like
well.
that before. There was a guy who
No.
died on the field before. There has been, right, in the NFL.
Yeah.
And
I think it has here in
they-
England as well, isn't it,
they-
Jensen?
They had a guy who got his neck broken and was paralyzed from the neck down. They didn't.
Yeah.
Sure, they stopped the game temporarily, to take him off the field. They went to the ambulance, but then play the rest of the game. The thing is, nothing the NFL has done now or will ever do in the future is going to be able to affect this guy's health one way or another. It's not callous to continue to play the game. All right? If I
No.
was
Those
this guy and
feelings.
this happened to me, all right?
I'd
one
want
of
the game
first
to
things that
continue.
I would be attempting to tell everyone is finish the game for me, boys. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The idea that somehow, oh my God, they're going to have all this mental health. Welcome to real
Weak.
friggin' life. This
Yep.
this shows
I mean,
the degradation of our society that you would stop a game and say, oh, well, we just can't continue because the people are crying.
And he's off.
Yep.
He's off.
And he's out of the track. He's going down the track.
I'm not wrong, though. You can laugh
No,
about it all you
Snowman
want.
with the head.
I'm
No
not
man.
wrong.
No man's coming up. Coming up past the front runner. Snowman. No
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
No
He's
man.
on the final furlong. He's got
You are correct, Nomad.
Yes, you are.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
this world is.
I mean, once over that. Sorry, jumping on you there,
go on,
James.
man. Go on.
Once over, that would have gone without needing to be said. Yeah.
There-
Oh, he's collapsed. He's been taken off the field. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll give a moment for people to compose themselves. Then on with the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, rugby players can be pronounced dead on the spot, and then they'll say, "All right, I'll walk it off."
Yeah, they'll just prop them up.
It's all right, I'll walk it off.
One scrum
Just think
later,
about
he's
the
got
number of
while
wrestlers that
he's
have
laying there,
died.
people run
Yeah.
out and drag his body off the field.
Owen Hart being one of them,
Yep.
but that was a equipment failure.
Plus, he landed on, to say the least, the wrong bit.
That should not have carried on because when they continued with the match, other matches, they still had his blood staining the mat.
Yeah.
That no. Wrestling in the ring
think
where there's still his
part-
blood.
Part of the reason they did that was so that people would think it was all part of the act.
Yeah.
So that was to
Well,
basically
Ah,
not traumatize the audience.
I think people already were traumatized.
Well, I know they thought it was part of the act. Most people did. They thought, "Oh, we'll be back next week, then."
That's unfortunately very true. Then again, if we're going to talk about wrestlers and traumatizing people, would you say Chris Benoit and leave it there?
Yeah. I mean, you look at American wrestling. I mean, Triple H got killed a couple of times and came back.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of show that it is. So that's why they would have done it like that.
Well, did you a while ago, back when I was watching it, it was about 2 years ago now, in the newspapers, they were claiming the FBI were getting involved because apparently McMahon had his limousine exploded and killed in it, and it was a terrorist act. Did you hear about that?
No.
I did not.
Oh, I did. That was hilarious. It's just like, no, if something like that happened, as a terrorist
Oh,
act,
God.
they would go.
You know what I find ironic?
I'm sorry. I just got this in my head now. The FBI are investigating this terrorist organization who they think is out to take over the planet called the New World Order.
They belong to the New World Order, and you know
I
that.
mean, the irony of ironies is that Eddie Guerrero, when he was still alive, they did a scene when he pretended he had a heart attack, in the middle of match. But what did he actually die of in the end? A heart attack.
Well, I mean,
There's ironies of ironies there for you.
a heart attack. I mean, if you get a blood clot in a blood clot, I mean, it can create all sorts of.
No, I'm just saying that you know that he as part of a gimmick, he was pretending he had a heart attack in the middle of a match, that sort of thing, yeah. But then in real life, what did he actually die of? A heart attack.
Did you see the gimmick?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Not a clue. No. But did you see the gimmick they done with Guerrero, where he air quotes stole Kurt Angle's medals and put them up on eBay?
Yeah.
Wow. That's glorious.
Enough about professional wrestling. Let's go on.
Oh.
Beijing spies stole bomb secrets on every U.S. warhead to build up its nuclear forces. Beijing's rapid buildup of nuclear forces has been assisted by American nuclear and missile technology obtained by Chinese spies through the U.S. space and nuclear cooperation in the 1990s, according to the review of the Chinese technology records and internal government documents. The Pentagon disclosed last month that China's stockpile will have at least 1,500 strategic nuclear warheads by 2035, up from 200 just a few years ago and 400 warheads today.
Hold up. That picture that you've got there, okay? When you look at that, tell me you don't look at that and in your mind you hear ramming speed. You can see it, can't you?
I can, but I'm gonna say something right now. All right, who was the president in the 1990s?
Wasn't that Clinton?
Yes, it was. Ding, ding, ding.
Hey.
Wilhelm von Clinton.
Yeah.
All right.
Billy Boy.
This is what happens when you put Democrats in charge, folks. Is you sit at they give our enemies weapons to shoot at us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? China is now becoming a bigger and bigger threat to everyone. Okay? Everyone.
Yep.
Now,
Not
granted,
Putin.
right now they're focused southward. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, south and out into the Pacific. All right. So Russia doesn't feel the threat. They better start waking up, because I'll tell you what, China is just as likely to strike them as they are anyone else.
More likely to, actually.
But
ever since there's been a Russia, China's been at war with them at one point or another.
And it's going to continue. And what's worse is you end up with this situation where we basically created the situation by giving them the technology and how to prevent their rockets from blowing up and everything else, which is why they have a space program now. This is all due to the wonderful Bill Clinton, who, by the way, also gave North Korea atomic weaponry.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yeah, we all know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know that.
In a shocking surprise to absolutely no one, Germany misses its 2022 climate target on the Ukraine war fallout. Oh, really? Germany used more renewable energy than ever in 2022, but it again failed to reach its CO2 reduction goal as Russia's war in the Ukraine prompted a return to more coal and oil use.
Shocker.
You know, the funny thing about the increased CO2 levels in the atmosphere is the planet is getting greener. Plants are invading places where plants couldn't
Enemy
exist
base.
before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This means that,
To
yeah,
boldly grow where no plant has gone before.
yeah, well, it means that it also means that we're getting better yields in crops and stuff.
Yeah.
Europe's economy emitted 761 million tons of greenhouse gases last year, just 1 ton fewer than 2021, and overshooting the target of 756 million tons. The energy think tank Agora Energy Watt, I don't know how to pronounce it. All right, said in a statement, CO2 emissions
Energy
are
wine, energy wine.
stagnating at a high level despite significantly lower energy consumption by households and industry. All right. This is an alarm signal with regards to climate targets. The
This is a
government
con.
had aimed to reduce.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to
carbon
drop out because I've got to go pick my
emissions
daughter up.
Love
See you
you.
later.
Take
See you
care.
later.
Catch you again.
Have a good one.
I'll see you, mate.
All right, by 40% by 2020. All right, compared to 1990. I love this. We're gonna reduce our emission levels by 40% by 2020 compared to 1990 levels.
Good luck with that one.
All right, for 2022, Germany has managed a 39% reduction from the 1990 levels Agora has calculated. All right, the fact is, folks, all right, this is a climate scam. All right,
Yeah.
CO2 in the atmosphere, all right, is not something that is really all that devastating. All right?
Like I said, no nuts. It's making the planet greener, which shows that the planet can well cope with what we're putting out.
Well, it's the idea that it's. Yeah, I agree with you, and the idea that somehow you've got this catastrophic result on the horizon, is the problem that I have with
There's
these
another
climate.
thing.
I'm not saying that mankind doesn't
Hey.
affect the climate.
There's another thing. With an increase of plants, that means, at least on the day side of the planet, that means you've got an increased production of oxygen.
Mm.
Oxygen
True.
cools the planet down.
Okay. Didn't know that. But
Yes and no. I mean,
No, yeah,
the thing
oxygen
is-
does tend to cool the planet down. You got a higher oxygen content in the atmosphere, your planet tends to cool down.
Well,
Okay.
as long as it's turned into ozone, yes.
Mhm.
Right.
Well, it will be turned into ozone because it'll circulate into the upper atmosphere. You get hit by cosmic rays and turned into ozone.
Well,
But even without that, oxygen does tend to cool the planet down.
well, and
Okay.
that's fine, and that's good. But the thing is as these people talk about how devastating it is to the world, it's not as devastating as you think it is. Does that mean I think we should be polluting or doing something to reduce this? No, I think we should, but you can't do it at these unreasonable levels. You can't sit up there and just go out there and go, okay, well, you just saw a major reduction in, for example, you saw a major reduction in usage of electricity, right, in Europe overall, right, due to the downturn in the economy. This is true in the United States as well. But in the United States, we also saw a serious reduction in our carbon footprint because less electricity means that these power plants aren't being used at as high a capacity, right, which then reduces the amount of stuff in the atmosphere. But in Europe, that didn't go down. Why? Well, we need to restart things, and it's because of the Ukrainian war. Bullshit. It has nothing to do with the Ukrainian war. It has to do with the
Because
fact
it's
that they
talking
got
of
rid of
energy.
nuclear power.
Yep. And to be perfectly honest, that's something I now hate, despise our government for. They've practically gotten rid of it recently, haven't they, Jensen?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Nuclear power is
Because
the
of
only,
our Chancellor of the Exchequer, the idiot.
if you want to reduce our power or our carbon footprint, the only possible way that we can do it at this point in time around the
Nuclear
world
power.
is nuclear power.
It's also it's also technically it's the greenest energy form we've got.
It's also
Actually,
the safest we have.
I
Yeah.
would point out your statement that the only way we can do it is nuclear power is I disagree with you. The other way to do it is wipe out humanity down to 100 million people. That would stop our greenhouse gas emissions very, very
Vincent,
suddenly.
Well,
you're-
actually, no. The greenhouse gas emissions would go up drastically for a short period.
When the,
You've
what,
got
when
to
the
get rid of those bodies somehow.
It's a fair statement. But that's just it. That would actually work. I hate to say it.
I'm with Matt.
Well, first of all, that's a lie. We know you don't hate to say it.
No, that okay, all right, that's fair. Can't really argue there.
And second of all, you're only saying that because your food bills have gone up.
I have said this before and I will say it again. Legalize cannibalism, feed the world.
You know, if you put that on a T-shirt, legalize cannibalism, and just wondered about, people would misread it as legalized cannabis.
Oh no, that's the cool part.
Especially if you put a
I
stick of
really
flour
should
in it.
make that as a shirt. I
Yeah.
really should. That'd be awesome. Mhm.
Man uses Christmas ornament in domestic attack. It's a holiday behind bars for a man who allegedly struck his girlfriend in the head with an angel figurine during a Christmas morning confrontation in the couple's Florida residence. Surprise, surprise.
Of course, it's Florida.
Yeah, and I bet she started it.
Right. Investigators allege that Frankie Cadwell battered the victim around 7 a.m. with the fragile Christmas ornament, causing it to shatter into pieces. The 53-year-old woman is described in court filings as Cadwell's on-again, off-again girlfriend of 9 years. When police arrived at the pair's Clearwater apartment, the victim described pieces of figurine falling down the back of her dress, right? After being read his rights, Caldwell denied attacking the victim, claiming instead that she had hit him with the figurine. Cops noted that Caldwell, who is bald, showed no injuries to his head, while the scene was consistent with the victim's account of events. He was arrested on a pair of felony battery counts, all right, and booked into county jail, where he remained locked up in lieu of $7,500 bond. All right, judges ordered
He's-
him to have no contact with the victim. Now, if you take
He's
a look
got
at
a
this guy,
wandering eye as well.
you gotta wonder what happened with this eye.
Yeah.
All right, this guy looks a little bleary-eyed, which means he was either high or drunk,
Or he got socked in the face.
I'm just
or
going
got
to say
socked in the
Florida.
face, which is possible.
Just saying. Florida.
Well,
Yeah.
minutes after ringing in
Head
2023,
man.
an Ohio woman vacationing in Florida was arrested for striking a uniformed cop squarely in the face with a plastic New Year's Eve top hat.
I'm okay with that.
Police were at a St. Petersburg restaurant early yesterday investigating a reported battery when Christy Etheridge, 49, allegedly committed a felony attack on a law enforcement officer. Cops say they were dispatched to the eatery, which was hosting a New Year's Eve party, to investigate a battery alleged committed by Etheridge's husband, William, 54. As police questioned William, Christie continuously interjected herself into the conversation, prompting Officer Anthony Bragano to advise her to stop talking. Tell an angry woman to stop talking. Dude, where did you go to school?
So
Go ahead and
he's-
try that one. Etheridge, cops charged, became very upset and yelled, "Are you effing kidding me?" Etheridge, seen above, then threw a plastic New Year's Eve's top hat directly at me, striking me squarely in the face, just above the eyes.
Shot.
And so you decided to arrest her, huh? The 12:13 a.m. incident resulted in Etheridge's bust on a felony battery rap. She's also hit with a misdemeanor charge of allegedly resisting a police officer's attempt to handcuff her. All right, Etheridge's husband was arrested after he tried to intervene as his wife was being taken into custody. The rest of affidavits indicate that both defendants showed indications of alcohol influence.
Oh,
Really?
No
At a New
shit,
Year's Eve
Sherlock.
party. Etheridge was released from the county jail Sunday morning after posting $2,650 bond. Her spouse was charged with battery and resisting police was freed on $650 bond.
Why does it look like she's wearing a wig?
doesn't it?
I don't know.
Has really bad hair. Just
Mm.
saying. You notice you basically charge $2,000 for lumping him in the head with a piece of plastic.
Well, that's just the bail. That's
Basically.
what bail is out for, right? It'll be
True.
interesting to see if they continue to pursue this situation. Most likely, at some point they'll plea bargain this down to some small.
I like how her husband was only given a $650 bond.
Well, considering that he's less than a threat.
Yeah.
But then again,
Well.
all right, come on. A cop who sits up there and insists that it's felony battery that she threw a hat at him. Come on. You
Mm.
know, it's not like Odd Job, okay? You're not supposed to slice people's heads off, okay?
Peaky Blinders, The Revenge. Yeah.
Oh, God, you're showing your age there.
Oh,
I'm surprised they haven't tried to ban that film yet.
what film? I was talking about TV series. Came about 3 years ago.
I know what you were on about. I don't care.
All right. Okay. Oh, him, right.
Yeah. Odd Job.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, you're talking about me. That's an old movie, granted. For the people who don't know, it's from Goldfinger.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to ban that movie yet because it's racist.
Oh, there's all sorts of freaking tropes in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't sit up there and actually take Sean Connery and then freaking string him up by his beard.
They are trying.
Leave it
Let's
at
be honest.
Yeah.
right? For just being in the movies, with the kind of things that they had.
They did
All right,
try a
final
few
story
times.
of the day. Final story. Alligator rescued from middle of Louisiana highway. I don't think the alligator was rescued. I think the people were rescued from the alligator. A sheriff's deputy in Louisiana
What we've
got
heard
some
about
help from-
Americans, I think it's probably more likely that the alligator was rescued from people.
Well, in Louisiana they will.
Oh.
The sheriff's deputy in Louisiana got some help from a passing driver to deal with an unusual jaywalker, an alligator in the middle of a highway. The Natchitoches Parish Sheriff's Office said a deputy discovered the alligator resting in the middle of the highway, one just north of Cooterville.
Now I finally see it.
Wow.
You got to admit, that's a great name for a place, Cooterville.
Yeah.
All right, about 2:28 p.m. on Monday, the passenger stopped to help the deputy wrangle the alligator out of the road. The alligator was released on the scene and was last seen headed for a nearby pond. Why is the alligator in the middle of the road? Probably because we've had, as you know, a kind of a cold snap down here, and the roads are warm. And this is what
Yep.
people do: is they sit up there and just start laying flat on the roads at this point. I remember one time we were doing a physical fitness test, and we were on our 2-mile run, and this was in Arizona, in Fort Huachuca, and of course we're doing a PT test early in the morning. That's just the way we do things.
What if that's
And-
not actually an alligator, but a baby hard-to-kill reptile?
Run.
Anyway, we were running the test, and a guy literally stepped on a rattlesnake. Right.
Oops.
And the rattlesnake, of course, isn't coiled, so it couldn't strike. It wasn't prepared to strike. It was laid out flat. Right. It then left. It didn't like getting stepped on, but. Right. But thankfully, the guy didn't get hurt or anything. But he literally it was like,
Yeah.
whoa!
Well, from what I've heard, on average, snakes, venomous snakes, don't like to bite humans because they're for keeping their venom
Venom.
for prey.
Most snakes are like that. There are snakes that are highly aggressive, however, and
Oh,
will
yeah.
seek this to make the point.
I mean,
I don't care if you're a human, you're dead.
the one that's one of the most poisonous ones, but the easiest to avoid is the spitting cobra. I mean, you can hear it a mile away going.
That's why you bring the llama in, compete with
Mhm.
the llamas and the camels.
Mm.
And what
Of
it
course,
gets me is people keep those stupid things as pets. Why do we want to keep a poisonous reptile as a pet? I'll never understand.
bloody
That
good
just
question.
that-
You do, of
that's
course,
never made sense
realise.
to me.
You do, of course, realise that they're saying about the driver got out and rescued the gator. You realise why it happened because his missus turned around to him and said, "Go and rescue it and make it snappy." Oh, wait.
Oh, please.
Yes.
That's almost as bad as Batman's jokes.
Thank you.
No, that was worse.
No.
All right,
no.
everybody. That's all the stories that I got for today. Well, let's
Thank
appreciate
God
y'all
for
coming
that.
out. Unfortunately, I've got to go back to work. Any last words, Batman?
No, I'm still in shock over Jensen's horrible joke.
You're all welcome.
Any last
That
words?
was my final. Yes, you are all welcome for me silencing Batman. Okay, you're all welcome.
And you look piss off as well. Go on. It's
Thanks for
over.
coming out, everybody. Bye-bye.
Like you said, it's over. Go away.